Usually a different nurse each week.
I'll check. Where?
On Madison at 49th. It's in the book.
You think Stephen was murdered. In your opinion, who would have a reason?
Whoever wanted all the money. The money Stephen would have settled on me as his wife. Lilla, Burl, O'Donoghue.
But O'Donoghue's been murdered. That makes the jackpot bigger for the rest of you, doesn't it?
It does. It means another $50,000 for me. I don't know about the others.
Where were you the night O'Donoghue was murdered?
At a movie. It's a feeble alibi, isn't it?
I'm holding you, Miss Barnett, on suspicion of murder. Miss Barnett accepted it. She folded her hands in her lap and waited patiently until a man in uniform nudged his head through the door, got the signal from me, and gave the signal to her. Somehow I got the idea that as long as she would stay in jail, people would spend their time apologizing to her. It was a time for thinking about things. Too many people had been unconcerned about the death of Stephen Courtney. And in the murder of Joseph O'Donoghue, the man who heard voices, there. That was the thing to think about. Somehow the first death necessitated the second. And in the matter of the nurse sent by the registry, that also needed looking into. I did.
The receptionist said you were a policeman.
That's right.
You wish to hire a nurse? Maternity? Your wife?
No, it's not that at all. We're conducting an investigation.
And you want to see me?
That's right. It's about one of your nurses.
One of the newer ones, I suppose. If you would have seen the crop that just graduated, that just registered with us. Some of them are pretty.
I wouldn't know. I want some information about the nurse assigned to the case of Stephen Courtney.
There were several of them. I'm afraid you'll have to help me if you want me to help you.
The relief nurse assigned to Mr. Courtney on June 16th, the day he died.
Facts. That's what I like. Now we shall see. Courtney. You see, we have them cross-filed. Patient's name, nurse's name, doctor's name, name of the illness. Courtney. J. Courtney. S. Samuel. Courtney S. Stephen. Here we are. I said, here we are.
Tell me about it. I was never much good with charts.
Each little line has a meaning all its own. As you see here, there is no line at all opposite the date of June 16. So we turn the chart over.
Naturally.
And we see the reason why, written in longhand. On June 16, there was a phone call from the Courtney household telling us not to send a replacement on that day.
Oh? Who called and said that?
Why, I wouldn't know. For information like that, you'd have to go straight to the source. Naturally.
Perhaps if I'm more explicit, Mr. Clover, you'll understand. No one is to go into Miss Lilla's room. Not even the police.
Those are your orders, Doctor?
Precisely mine.
Then you won't mind justifying them to the mere police.
Justify? What presumption you people have. However, Miss Lilla is quite ill. Psychotic shock. 2 people she loved very much are dead. She tried to stave off the inevitable by riding, gaiety, etc., but it's caught up with her. Natural in a woman of Miss Lilla's sensitive fiber.
Yeah, I guess it is. Doctor, who gave the order that no replacement nurse was needed the day Stephen died? You?
I haven't the slightest idea what you're talking about. No nurse? Well, that's preposterous. Surely not...
Get out of here!
Why, whatever could
Psychotic shock, huh? Sensitive fiber, huh, Doctor?
You're vicious, Burl. You're ugly and vicious and drunk.
Oh, no, little sister, don't throw anything else. It'll only bring on a relapse. Come on now, poor, sick little sister. Out of bed!
Leave her alone, Burl. Are you all right, Lila?
Are you all right, Lila? Sure, you're all right. Everybody thinks you're so sick, little sister.
Shut up, Burl.
You can't say that to me. I am the master here now. You, Lila, O'Donoghue, old Steve, I crack the whip, and
Burl, are you hurt?
He'll be all right. Just let him sleep it off.
I'm sorry. Sorry you had to see us like this, Danny. It's all so ugly. So like they want us to be in the papers, isn't it?
You're not really sick, are you?
No, Danny, just tired. I fixed it up with Dr. Fulbright so they'd leave me alone. I don't know doing it this way. Maybe it proves I really am sick. You think?
Lila, listen to me. The day your father died, there should have been a nurse here. Why wasn't there?
I don't know. We thought maybe things got all mixed up down at the nurse's registry. No one showed up.
Because they were called and told not to. Who did that, Lila?
Someone called. I don't know. I don't know who it could have been, Danny. I told you I don't know.
Try to think, Lila.
I told you. Get out, get out. I can't take any more.
Look at it, Danny.
The boys found it, huh? It's not pretty.
Yeah, a horseshoe nailed to a club. They dug it up back of the far turn of the Courtney track. Murder weapon, Danny? The thing that beat O'Donohue to death?
I'd say so, Tartaglia.
You know, it's not enough. I'm up to my elbows in the solution of this case with horses. But I had to go to the movies last night.
Poor you.
Comes the newsreel and more horses. The running of the Westfall Handicap. Nip and tuck all the way home. Oh, Danny, that Sun Prince. What a horse.
Who?
Sun Prince, the horse that almost won the Westfall Handicap. I'm telling you, I almost had heart failure.
Why?
Well, look, here was this horse, 6 lengths out in front. He stumbles, throws his jockey.
This Westfall Handicap, when was it run?
Oh, Danny, I can see you are a man who is not smitten by the bobtails. This handicap was run last Saturday. Let's see, June 16th.
Gino, you went and did it. You put 2 and 2 together.
And I got 4, huh?
Not only that, Gino, you got a murder. There was no hurry after that. I took my time driving out to the Courtney estate. I didn't even have to go to the house. I saw what I was looking for on a small knoll that overlooked the grounds. Lila. Lila holding the reins of a black stallion, standing against the early evening. A precise composition, sculptured to catch the eye. There was a flaw to it. Lila had seen me coming, and the pose she'd struck was too studied, too pat. But it held until I walked to her, touched her arm.
Oh,
You've recovered, Lila.
not really. Look at me. How do I look?
The same. You've got some more clothes on than the last time I saw you. Outside of that, the same.
I'm glad. But I need this. The quiet, the evening, riding. Do you want to ride with me, Danny?
No.
I expected you to come. I thought sometime soon you'd come back and use the gamut of, let's ride together, Lila, and I made it easy for you. Now I don't understand you at all.
I'm trying to make up my mind about you.
Oh, how can you? You're not really trying.
Whether murder becomes you or not.
It made me ill for a while. You saw that.
You're faking, Lila. It's how you reacted to committing murder.
Me?
Your father's murder, O'Donohue's.
Oh, you're a fool, Danny.
Your father's murder by attending him yourself instead of a nurse, by turning on the radio when his prize horse raced. The excitement when the horse stumbled stopped your father's heart and brought you a lot of money.
Is that murder? Because a horse stumbled, because my father's heart stopped? Eventually it'll happen to all of us.
O'Donohue, because you were afraid of him. Because you really believed he heard voices. Because you thought one day your father's voice might tell Joseph who killed him.
Ride with me, Danny?
No. Come on, Lila.
You're a fool. Sun Prince!
Get off that horse!
Up, Prince! Up! Kill him, Prince! Kill him!
The stallion reared high, pawed at the gathering darkness. His jowls flecked with foam. Then a hoof caught me, spun me. And again, I looked up from the ground. He was a monster, poised on his haunches.
Prince!
And suddenly he lost balance, fell to his back, recovered. In an instant, he was a fleeting shadow. And I got to the girl, and I got to Lila. She was small and huddled. She didn't move. Only in her eyes was their life. And it held briefly. Then it stopped. When the night turns into Broadway, the streets burst into fragments of electric flame, fling reflections hard into the shadows. It's a piece torn out of a jagged dream, the twisted concrete. The blare that ebbs, then screams again. The faces that dart and waver. They're lost forever. It's Broadway, the gaudiest, the most violent, the lonesomest mile in the world. Broadway, my beat.
Broadway's My Beat stars Larry Thor as Detective Danny Clover with Charles Calvert as Tartaglia. The program was produced and directed by Elliott Lewis. The musical score was composed and conducted by Alexander Courage. Included in tonight's cast were Joan Banks, Mary Lansing, Florence Lake, Francis X. Bushman, Elliott Reed, and Junius Matthews. For more adventures with Danny Clover and Broadway's My Beat, CBS invites you to make a date with them for Monday evening, July 3rd. Yes, after tonight's broadcast, Broadway's My Beat moves to Mondays for the summer, starting July 3rd. Next week at this time, you'll hear the premiere broadcast of a new CBS show called Songs for Sale, featuring Jan Murray, Tony Bennett, and Ray Bloch's orchestra. Celebrities from the music world will meet songwriters with unpublished music on Songs for Sale, and you'll find it's full of fun and tunes of all kinds. Be sure to join us Monday, July 3rd, for the next broadcast of Broadway's My Beat. Joe Walters speaking. This is CBS, where the Goldbergs are every Saturday night. The Columbia Broadcasting System.
Hi, this is Andrew from OTRWesterns.com. I wanted to invite you to come take a look at our site. We stream live OTR Westerns 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, along with putting out podcasts of old-time radio westerns. Check us out at OTRWesterns.com. You're listening to The Great Detectives of Old Time Radio with Adam Graham. Now let's get back into the show.
Welcome back. Again, I love the writing on this. It's very poetic. When I do run this, I definitely want to be careful not to run it against a show that can be equally as downbeat, would kind of become overwhelming. That's one reason why Broadway is my beat and Night Beat will not be run together. At any rate, a reminder to support our Patreon programs, patreon.greatdetectives.net. When we hit the $600 level, if we hit that by April of this year, we will do a summer series, and it will be determined by the fans. It will be something different and extra from the Great Detectives of Old Time Radio, limited run podcast series this summer. And if we reach $600 or more, if we reach $800 or more, we will upgrade our server. And if we reach $1,000 or more, we will not have any advertising messages before a program, except during the listener support periods. Also, there are rewards at each level. At the Master Detective level, you get access to all of my ebooks and also a Colonial Radio Theater program every 6 months, as well as the ability to record your own sort of bumper ad. Full list of details on that are available at patreon.greatdetectives.net. Master Detective level is $15 or more a month. Check out all of our levels and the rewards over at patreon.greatdetectives.net. And if you'd like to just support the show on a one-time basis, you can do so at support.greatdetectives.net. In the meantime, send your comments to box 13 at greatdetectives.net. Follow us on Twitter at Radio Detectives, and become one of our friends on Facebook, facebook.com/Radio Detectives. From Boise, Idaho, this is your host, Adam Graham, signing off. Welcome to the Great Detectives of Old Time Radio. From Boise, Idaho, this is your host, Adam Graham. If you have a comment, email it to me, box13@greatdetectives.net. Follow us on Twitter at Radio Detectives and become one of our friends on Facebook, facebook.com/Radio Detectives. If you've not done so already, I do encourage you to pick up my ebook, Slime Incorporated. It's actually my first ever detective novel, and in it, private investigator Cole Eustek solves a case of murder and dirty politics set against the backdrop of the Idaho gubernatorial election. And now the book is available as a paperback and audiobook, or wherever fine ebooks are sold. Well, now it's time for today's episode of Boston Blackie. The original air date is March the 23rd of 1949, and this one is The Crooked Charity Ring Murders.
Smitty, do come in.
Hi, boss.
I must show you what I bought today. It's in my drawer here.
Well, must be a pretty special thing to keep locked up.
It's very special.
Oh?
Here, Smitty, just smell this toilet water.
It smells good. Something new?
The very latest from Paris.
Yeah?
Esprit du bois, the spirit of the woods, the great outdoors.
You're right, boss. I can almost see you with your hunting gun trailing a rabbit.
Or with our roulette wheels trailing some poor defenseless society debutante.
You think the cops are getting Hobo Jennings to talk?
I don't know. It worries me. I deeply regret the police taking him into custody.
I still don't understand why the cops raided that charity bazaar.
Yeah.
I covered every angle.
Come here. See you later, Smitty.
Okay.
Come here, quick.
Hey, it's Hobo Jennings.
Hi, hello, Hobo.
Yeah, Hobo. Yeah, I got away from them dumb cops, boss. I busted out. They couldn't hold me.
What did you tell them, Hobo?
Not a thing, boss. You know me.
Yes, I do.
I rushed right over here, but nobody see me.
Hmm.
Gee, it's great to get someplace where I know I'm safe.
You're not safe, Hobo.
What do you mean?
On the contrary.
Boss, you killed him.
Yes, I did.
Why?
Well, so far, Smitty, there's been no connection between me and these charity gambling affairs.
Yeah?
I want to keep it that way.
And now on to Dick Calmer as Boston Blackie. Enemy to those who make him an enemy, friend to those who have no friend.
I came over as soon as you called, Mary, but what I cannot understand is how you ever got mixed up in such a mess.
Well, Blackie, how was I to know the charity bazaar was a phony?
You should have checked before you let them put your name on that letterhead.
Yeah, I suppose so, but I knew Patricia Weatherford, the chairman, and all the girls.
But not the mugs who were running the game.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, dear. Yeah, it's too bad they let that hobo Jennings escape from the police.
Yeah.
Well, maybe he could have been made to tell who the top man...
Sounds like company, Blackie.
I guess so.
But I'm not expecting anybody.
Why, Inspector Faraday, what an unpleasant surprise. Come in.
Get out of my way, Blackie. I want to talk to Miss Wesley.
What?
Go ahead. Mary isn't particular whom she talks to.
I know. You're proof of that.
Oh, now, hello, Inspector.
Why did you hold out on me, Miss Wesley?
Inspector, what kind of talk is that?
Keep out of this, Blackie.
Yes, quiet.
Miss Wesley, why didn't you tell me you were in on this charity racket?
I'm not in on any charity racket. I was only a member of the sponsoring committee.
As I found out when I read the stationery.
Oh?
All right, why didn't you tell me?
Well, did I tell you it was a phony?
Yes.
Well, I didn't know it at the time.
Nobody ever knows anything when I'm around.
Well, that's because of the example you set.
Very unhumorous. What do either of you know about this hobo Jennings?
Well, I only met him once, the night of the affair.
Any idea why anyone should want Jennings killed?
Jennings killed?
There's an echo in here. Yeah, Blackie, we found him in an empty lot with a couple of empty holes in them. Any idea who might have done it, Miss Wesley?
I told you I only met him once.
Oh, don't worry, Faraday. As soon as you leave here, I'll try to find whoever it was that made a bum out of Hobo Jennings.
Tighten it a little bit here. Just a little bit there. That's it.
How's it going, Pappy?
It's going, Smithy. It's going.
Well, the boss is in a rush for them roulette wheels. You better get a move on, Pappy.
Don't you pappy me, you young hoodlum. My name is Bryant. Mr. Bryant.
Okay, Pappy. So your name is Mr. Bryant.
That's better.
Now, how about those machines?
They're all right. They'll stop on any number I like.
I still don't get how you work this gimmick.
And you never will. Someday I'm going to invent a machine that the whole world will talk about. Yesterday they'll never know how it works. Only me. Why should I tell you how it works?
Okay, Pappy. Don't get so excited. Who wants your old secret?
You watch your language, young man, or I'll...
You wouldn't be threatening me, would you, Pappy?
If I were only 20 years younger...
If you were 20 years younger, I'd take care of you like the boss took care of Hobo Jennings.
So, Fancy Dan Carpenter killed Jennings.
Yeah, I saw it all.
And you didn't stop him?
Why should I? Hey, what are you doing with that roulette wheel?
I'm going to spin it around your skull.
Put it down.
What number do you want to come up now, Smithy?
No sense going over to see your society fund, Mary.
No, you're right, Blackie. Patricia can tell us what we want to know over the phone. Hello? Patricia, this is Mary. Mary Wesley?
Oh, yes. Hello, Mary.
Hello there.
After what happened at the bazaar, I didn't think you'd ever speak to me again.
Oh, it wasn't your fault.
Some of the girls think it was.
Oh, now that's silly. Here's why I called.
Yes?
Inspector Faraday from Homicide was questioning me. It seems that they found the body of Hobo Jennings.
Hobo Jennings? Yes.
You mean the man who ran the wheels for us?
That's the one.
But he was arrested.
Well, he escaped, and he was murdered.
Murdered?
That's right. I just thought I'd let you know before the police came over.
Yes. Thank you, Mary. Goodbye.
Bye.
So the police found Hobo's body.
Did you think it would disappear into thin air?
There's no need to get excited.
Dan, this murder was your idea, not mine. We didn't plan to make any killings except at the gambling table.
This one was necessary.
No murder is necessary. From now on, you're on your own.
Would you mind repeating that?
I said from now on, you're on your own.
But I thought you said.
How dare you hit me?
There's more where that came from.
That won't make me stay.
Perhaps you've forgotten those letters you were foolish enough to write to me. I've kept every one of them. I'm sure one of our Gotham columnists would like to see them.
Why, I'll slap you and pinch you.
Now cut that out before I cut you. Cut it out. Now, getting back to our discussion. You're in this as deeply as I am. The only way you can walk out is the way Hobo Jennings went. Is that understood?
If there's any information on Hobo Jennings, Mary, this newspaper will be sure to have it.
Mm-hmm. Oh, here comes Freddie now.
Oh, yeah.
Got you those clippings on Hobo Jennings, Blackie.
Thanks, Fred.
Only Morgantown where you get live stuff. That's us. That's a joke, Blackie. Don't you get it?
Sure, Frank, sure.
Okay, I can take a hint. Call me when you want me.
Okay. Look, Mary, here's a complete biography on Jennings.
Yeah?
Robert Bryant, alias Hobo Jennings, alias Robert Jones.
Quite a few aliases.
First offense, stealing. Well, he went through his regular training course, all right. Just another punk.
Wasn't there anything else in there?
No, just routine stuff.
Dear.
Come on, let's go down to headquarters. Maybe Faraday found out something about the boss of the charity racket that will help us help him.
Gee, Blackie, it sure was nice of Sergeant Matthews to let us come down here to the storage room.
That's only because Faraday wasn't here at headquarters.
Oh?
Don't worry about that. Here's the room, Mary.
Oh, good.
Look at all that confiscated equipment. Slot machines, gambling devices of every kind.
Oh, Blackie, here's the stuff we had at the party.
Are you sure?
Oh, positive. See the tag on this roulette wheel?
Oh, yeah.
It says so.
Uh-huh. Yeah, it does. All right, watch this.
Okay.
It's going to stop on 22 on the red.
Oh, now you... Blackie, you did it. How did you know this?
Because I know the guy who originated this gimmick.
Oh?
See this pedal on the floor?
Yeah.
Controls a magnet, which controls the ball.
Oh, who was the inventor?
Pappy Bryant, an old-time circus animal trainer, and a whiz with wheels.
Is he in town?
Well, he must be. And I don't know where he lives. But I'm going to find him.
How?
He makes wheels.
Well, I don't see
I'll
that.
just go around until I locate him.
Miss Weatherford?
I beg your pardon.
Oh, come off it, Miss Weatherford. There are no cops around. You can talk to me.
Oh, you're...
Bryant, one of Dan Carpenter's names.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Now, look, little lady, I've been waiting outside your apartment house. I seen Dan walk out. I know he was with you.
What do you want? Money?
You don't have enough.
Then what do you want? Come to the point. I'm busy.
You can take time for this.
Please. That policeman on the corner is watching us.
Let him. I can talk to a pretty girl if I want to. Now, what did Dan have to say to you?
Don't you think you'd better ask him?
I'm asking you.
You're hurting my arm.
Well,
I wanted him to leave me alone. But he wouldn't. Said the only way I could get out was the way Hobo Jennings went.
so it's true.
What's true?
Never mind. Better you don't know.
Is that all you wanted?
Yes, and just a tip. If you say anything about this to Dan, it'll be the last thing you'll ever say.
Help! Help!
What? Who's over there?
It's me, boss. Smitty.
What happened?
Get this roulette wheel off me. I think my legs are broken. Push up. Push. Easy.
There. You just sit there.
I can't move my legs. Gotta get me a doctor.
What happened?
The old man dumped this wheel on top of me, and then he beat it.
What did you do to Pappy Bryant?
Nothing. I was just teasing him, that's
What?
all. Please get me a doctor, will
I'm
you?
sorry, Smitty. I really can't do that.
What do you mean you can't? This pain is killing me.
If I brought a doctor for you, he might ask questions. Some of the answers might get to the police.
What are you saying?
Have you noticed the new scent I'm wearing? It's called Sunflower Serenade.
You and your perfume. Get me a doctor.
At least he died with pleasant odor in the room.
And now, back to Boston Blackie. Mary Wesley, Blackie's girlfriend, becomes involved in a murder because of a crooked charity which she innocently helped sponsor. The dead man is Hobo Jennings, who had been held by the police for questioning and had escaped, only to be shot by his boss, Fancy Dan Carpenter. Also involved is Patricia Weatherford, one of the town's leading debutantes who was chairman of the affair. Blackie decides to step into the case and learns that the roulette wheels of the charity affair had been gimmicked by one Pappy Bryant. Blackie goes in search of Bryant. But in the meantime, Dan Carpenter has killed Smitty, another of his henchmen. As we return to our story, Inspector Faraday and Sergeant Matthews are on their way to find Smitty's body.
All right, slow down, Matthews. All right. We're near the lot where the body was reported.
Okay, Inspector.
All right, let's go. Break it up here. Come on. Come on, out of the way. Good fight, sir. Good fight. All right. You two, come on, move. Okay, step back. Who is it, Inspector? Take a look, Matthews.
Isn't that Smitty, your prison pal of Hobo Jennings?
Yeah. This should add up to something.
Add up to what?
Don't you know your arithmetic? One murder and one murder make two.
So?
Only maybe they were done by one guy.
Those lions sure look ferocious.
That's right, Mr. Why, it's from Boston Blackie.
Hello, Bryant. Still can't forget those days, huh? I was hoping you wouldn't.
Oh? What brings you to the zoo?
You. I was sure you'd be somewhere around animals if you had any spare time, and here you are.
You're looking for me?
Yeah. Thought you might give me some answers to a couple of questions about roulette wheels the police confiscated.
Those gimmick wheels, you recognize them.
That's right, Bryant. They had your touch.
Blackie, someday I'm going to gimmick a machine that'll make the world sit up and take notice.
Uh-huh.
I haven't been appreciated.
That's the trouble.
Yeah.
Just wait till I develop this new gimmick.
Brian, who gimmicked Hobo Jennings?
I can't help you on that, Blackie.
Who hired you to fix those wheels?
I won't tell you, Blackie, but I will say this. The stuff he uses to make him smell good doesn't help him a bit.
Now, look, Patricia, are you sure I'm not intruding?
No, really, Mary, I'm very glad you came. I'm terribly upset.
Well, I understand the police asking questions and your friends blaming you for what happened.
Oh, will you excuse me, please?
Well, sure, certainly. Go ahead.
Hello?
Patricia, I want you to come right over.
I'm sorry, Dan, I can't. I'm busy.
Patricia, you'd better come over here. You wouldn't like it if I came to you.
Oh, all right, Dan, I'll be there. Mary, I'm so sorry. You'll have to forgive me. But that was an urgent call from a friend of mine. You do understand, don't you?
Well, I wish I did, Patricia. I sure wish I did.
Who's there?
It's Patricia.
Just a minute.
What's the idea of bolting your door, Dan? Afraid of somebody?
No, just being cautious. I'm glad you're here.
You said it was urgent. The only reason I came.
There's no need to be so touchy. We've got business to do.
What sort of business?
We're going to run another charity affair.
You count me out.
Oh, no. To all intents and purposes, you shall be the chairman.
Look, Dan.
But this time, you run the wheel yourself. Nobody will suspect a thing.
What about Smithy?
Hobo Jennings was so lonesome.
You killed him.
Let us say I expedited his voyage into the hereafter. Do you have any desire to join them?
You wouldn't dare.
I'm always willing to dare, especially with so much to gain and so little to lose. But I'm not worried about you, my dear, as long as I have those letters you wrote.
Dan, you are
And
contemptible.
I need money in a hurry. So you'll help me again.
What do you want me to do?
Mrs. Forsythe is contemplating a benefit theater performance for her favorite charity. Persuade her that a bazaar is more profitable.
Dan, this is one time you can't get away with it.
You wouldn't be thinking of going to the police.
No.
Then what is there to it? You're going to be chairman. You're going to run the wheel, and you're going to convince Mrs. Forsythe that this time everything will be very legitimate.
Dan, no.
Stop wasting your breath.
Someday I'm going to kill you.
You don't have the nerve, Patricia. It takes a good deal of courage.
Or a good deal of fear.
Hurry up.
Police headquarters, Sergeant Matthews speaking.
Sergeant Matthew, this is Mary Wesley.
Oh, hello, Miss Wesley.
Is Blackie in with Inspector Faraday?
No, he isn't, but the inspector's busy with another body.
I don't understand.
We found another body which we've identified as a friend of Hobo Jennings.
Well, does Blackie know about this?
Not unless he killed him.
Well, do you know where I can get in touch with Blackie?
Well, the inspector was asking me the same thing.
Well, I just got to talk to him.
Well, if I know Blackie, he should be dropping in here soon.
Well, I'm coming over.
Well, should I tell him you called if he comes in?
No, I'll probably get there before he does.
Hi, Blackie.
Hello, Matthews. Faraday in?
In and steaming like mad. We found another body.
Oh, really? Who's it this time?
A punk named Smitty. Used to be a pal of this Hobo Jennings.
Oh.
You'd better take it easy with the inspector. I don't think he's too happy.
I'll do my best to cheer him up. Hello, Faraday. Heard you found another body.
Too bad it wasn't yours.
Now, is that a nice way to treat a guy who's going to solve the murder for you?
Murders, Blackie. They're connected, and there were two of them. And if you don't leave me alone, there'll be three.
Got any leads on the killer?
Not yet, but I'm working on it.
Yeah, at least it'll give you something to do for the next 10 years. Now, I have an idea.
Now, leave it alone. It'll go away.
Faraday, what mug comes to your mind when I say fancy smell?
What's that got to do with these murders?
Everything. Ever hear of a character named Fancy Dan Carpenter?
Hmm?
I think he's the head of this charity racket. And probably the killer of both Smitty and Jennings.
Where'd you find out about Carpenter?
From Pappy Bryant. Though he didn't definitely tell me Carpenter was our man.
And who is Pappy Bryant?
He's the guy who gimmicks roulette wheels. Now, look.
Well, Blackie, I thought I'd find you here.
What is it, Mary?
I think Patricia Weatherford's in trouble.
Of course she's in trouble. Did we clear up the Jennings murder?
Well, Inspector, I was with her when somebody called.
That's right.
She went to meet whoever it was, but she was afraid.
Mary, do you know who phoned?
No, but she called him Dan.
Dan? Dan Carpenter.
Come on, Faraday.
Yeah, let's go.
Right, we're going to let Carpenter build us our murder case.
Open up, Carpenter. We know you're in there.
This door is locked from the other side, Faraday, so we can break it down.
Okay, Blackie, let's go. Okay, Carpenter.
But...
Well,
Carpenter's here, all right. But he's dead. Shot.
I can see that for myself.
What else do you say?
He committed suicide.
Wrong as usual, Faraday. He was murdered.
Carpenter is slumped over his desk with a bullet in him. The front door is bolted from the inside. The bars on those windows are stronger than our jail. There's no other exit or entrance in this room.
This I know.
Yeah, okay, genius. How do you know it's murder instead of suicide?
You say there's a bullet in it.
It didn't
Now, where is the gun?
Why, it must be somewhere on the floor.
I don't see it.
Well, it's got to be here someplace.
Just let me shove Carpenter away from the desk.
Shove away.
This drawer's been chipped. Faraday, you still think it's suicide?
Yes.
Then who put this gun back in this drawer after Fancy Dan here killed himself?
Huh?
Well, what? Faraday, I got news for you. Huh? It was murder. And the gun was in the drawer when it shot him.
Blackie, don't make it worse than it is.
Just let me get this drawer out, and I'll show you how it works. Now, push that ashtray out of the way, will you, so I can put this drawer on the top of the desk.
Okay.
Now, the trigger of the gun was attached to the lock on his desk.
Uh-huh.
When the key fit into the lock and turned it to open, it also pulled back the hammer of the gun, sending the bullet through the front of the desk drawer right into Carpenter.
I think you got something there, Blackie.
Now, I also got something from the partition behind the drawer. A bottle of perfume and, this.
Pack of letters.
Addressed to Mr. Daniel Carpenter from P.W., Sutton Park.
P.W.?
Patricia Weatherford.
Oh, that's society dame.
They're love letters, too.
So she was in this with Carpenter. Blackie, this is it.
This is what?
Our case. Look, Carpenter held these letters over the Weatherford dame, made her go along with him in the racket. She killed him for the letters.
Okay, Faraday. You've got your case.
Yeah, and I solved this one all by myself.
What?
Come on, Genius. Let's get over to this Weatherford dame's apartment.
I'll meet you there in about an hour.
Where are you going?
You want this case wrapped up, don't you?
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to get some ribbon from Pappy Bryant. Only suckers play the wheel, Pappy.
Where? Who's that?
It's me, Pappy.
Blackie. How'd you find this place?
The address was inside Carpenter's desk drawer.
Carpenter's
Mm-hmm.
What were you doing here?
Well, we wanted to talk to him, but we couldn't.
Wasn't he home?
Yeah, but he wasn't talking. He's dead.
Who did it?
Can't figure it out. Looked like suicide when we broke into the apartment. Whoever did kill him was quite a genius.
How can a killer be a genius?
Well, this one was. He figured the neatest trick I've ever seen.
Well, what was it?
Whoever killed Carpenter probably knew that he often went to the desk drawer and that the drawer was always locked.
Yes.
The killer planted the gun in the desk drawer, gimmicked the trigger so that it would be released when the key in the lock was turned.
And what happened?
Carpenter went to the desk drawer, turned the key, and one bullet went right through his heart. Too bad you couldn't get away with it, Pappy.
Huh?
I know you're the one who gimmicked the lock.
You're crazy, Blackie. Why should I kill Carpenter? He was paying me good money, a good job. Why should I kill him?
Revenge?
Revenge? For what?
Carpenter killed Hobo Jennings and Smitty, didn't he?
Yeah, but what do they have to do with me?
Hobo Jennings has a lot to do with you, hasn't he?
I don't know what you're talking about.
On the way over here, I remembered what I'd read in the newspaper morgue. Robert Bryant, alias Hobo Jennings. Jennings was your son, wasn't he?
That's right, Blackie, and that smell-crazy rat killed him. When my boy got away from the cops, he killed Smitty, too.
But you killed Carpenter.
Sure, I killed Carpenter, just like I'm going to kill you.
Put that wheel down, Bryant.
Sure, Blackie, on top of you.
Your roulette wheel missed, Pappy, but your number's up.
I've been waiting for you here in Miss Weatherford's apartment, Blackie.
Oh, that's nice.
Seems like she insists she's innocent.
I am.
She is.
Now, look, Blackie, you know she's guilty. What are you handing me?
I've already handed it to you. Your killer is down at headquarters and dictated a complete confession to Sergeant Matthews.
Oh, thank heaven.
So you're Miss Weatherford.
Yes. And you're Boston Blackie?
And I'm little Goldilocks. Blackie, what's this all about?
Miss Weatherford did not kill Dan Carpenter.
That's what I told the inspector, but he didn't believe me.
Well, you had good reason to kill him.
I'll say.
But you didn't.
Thank you.
For nothing. Blackie, if she didn't kill Carpenter, who did?
Happy Bryant.
There we go with this Bryant character. Where does he fit into this?
He killed Carpenter because Carpenter killed his son, Hobo Jennings, whose real name was Robert Bryant.
Blackie, how did you figure this?
It's easy.
What?
I realized that only a mechanical whiz could fix that cute trick to kill Carpenter. And even though Miss Weatherford is a cute trick, she was no mechanical whiz.